Well, as promised, there's the Tenma desoldering kit, little desoldering station, and I don't really remember what the part number is of it. They only have so many listed on the Tenma site through Newark. But anyway, well, let's get up to temperature. I'll show you a couple things on it, and you get to hear it work. It'll just be a real quick one. I promised I'd show you how it works, so I'll be able to do some work on the night signal generator, and we'll just pull out the capacitors and see where we end up. So I'm going to spin back over to here, and let's see if we zoom out a little bit. We can get that in, and then I'll look and see how well I can zoom into the area that I was going to desolder on. Just a quickie to show you how it works and what kind of noise level you get to listen to when using it. So let's see. I'll try to light it up a little bit more if I can. Let me see if I can zoom in now and show you where I'll be working. Alrighty. It's going to be right below that resistor where you see the yellow wire hanging out. Hopefully I'll be able to keep from knocking it around beforehand. Okay, so give me a second here. The desoldering station's already up to 640 degrees, so it goes pretty quick. So what I always do is, especially if something's been sitting around like this for a while, I'll take and put a little blast of flux on there to kind of get it in the conducting mode. Excuse me, gotta reach for something here. And let's see what happens. I'm gonna try not to touch it so you can actually see it. It's pretty quiet. A lot of solder there. It's a little bit hard to see while I'm working around everything. There you go. You can see I got it pretty hot. So it looks like I have one more lead was over here. A little bit of flux on it. Let me take a look before I do it to make sure that I didn't move it so much that you're staring at the back of my hand and nothing else. Oh yeah. So let's see. So yeah, actually it looks like you'll be able to see right where I'm going and pull the solder off that. I'm sure you really can't hear it, but you can tell when it gets it off there because it kind of sounds like sucking a milkshake up through the straw. Takes a couple seconds with this kind of heat to get it hot enough to turn everything to liquid. Getting right where I want to work is going to be with blinds, everybody, so all we'll see is the back of the gun. But that's it, and then it takes, let me make sure now again. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can get a wider angle look. That should be enough. And you'll see that the leads are easier to get at. In fact, that one's already loose. But yeah, the gun is not, it's not a very noisy thing. I'm going to spin the camera a little bit so I can show you. And what it looks like. And like I said, all in all, it works pretty well. It does, you know, I don't do industrial work here, so it does what I'm asking it to do. I'm trying to move the gun so that there's enough light on it that you can see it. But I mean, it looks like a standard desoldering station gun. The glass right here, so it's still hot, so I won't be doing a lot. But the actual solder stopper or solder sponge is this, and it's a tube. Looks like a piece of steel wool in there with a couple of cotton filters on the other side of it. And every now and then I'll change the steel wool out, and works pretty well. And then I also keep, can't find it right now, here it is. I keep a just a little piece of metal, a piece of wire that I can take and I put right down in here when I'm done with it. And I can make through, you'll see it, it'll push all the way through. And that way it kind of cleans it out. I found out the hard way that if you don't do that, then you have to kind of take it apart and clean it out the hard way. But that's it for that. So I'll show you real quick what I've got. I don't have it in enough to do any measurements on it or anything, but I had to, in order to put the diode in, I had to put a little strip up here, a little contact strip, so I'll be able to put a diode in, and then the resistor that we decide on. And I had to change the wires to make them a little bit longer. You can see I had to lengthen the red wire, and this will probably sit more like this when it's done. I don't want anything too close to the inductor. And then the yellow wire too, I had to change too to go over because they were both about 1 inch too short. So as I get ready to do that, I'll tune you back in.